great day. It's a wonderful day to get something started. It's been in plan for, 28 years? A year before I was born. So it's been, it feels that way, doesn't it? Long time, a new theater complex. You look to your left, to my right, that's where the new complex will be. Later on, you can look back here and see the design of the theater complex, a 400-seat theater. Actually, we call it theater or performing arts center, but it does so much for our campus. It's one of the many projects we need to have fulfilled in this campus. And those students who will be here in the fall of 2010, right, Phil? 2010, we will have the grand opening for the 400-seat theater performance arts complex. This is for you. This is to help you improve your skills and provide you the opportunity to be successful in your career. So this is for you guys. Now, next on the agenda is to look at the future theater, Mr. Steve Hoskins.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you, Dr. Fisher. We started this project about 21 years ago, believe it or not. It's been a long road. When I first started here, we was working with Dr. Alan Kirky and Dr. Ray Yoshida and Bill Fellers. They were instrumental in getting this project going, along with Dr. Dennis White, who I see sitting in the audience today. When we first started, it was just a thought on the master plan and also on the 5-year plan. And it went through many iterations from that time forward. It originally was going to be an addition to the existing black box theater here and some remodeling. And then it moved on to be a full-blown new theater, a remodel of all the complex and going for funding for all of that. But eventually that, because of budget considerations, changed, and we've, a few years ago, went to the state and requested funding to help build a standalone theater as what you're going to see today. This was finally approved, and we've gone forward. During this phase, we went through 5 different presidents in this campus, a lot of different faculty, so it's always been kind of an ongoing design because it was always being reconfigured. What we finally have designed is a standalone theater that will be for the spoken word, orchestra presentations, and choral groups. And I'll just briefly describe what it's going to be like when you come here. You will enter a courtyard, and this courtyard, which will be facing the parking and the street, has been designed in such a way that it becomes sort of an outdoor lobby. Because of the funding issues, the lobby was probably not as large as it should have been for a theater of this size. So the courtyard had to serve as a double duty, and so it will be the point of arrival. You'll go through the gates, or the implied gates, by these we've created walls that will also be the barriers, wind barriers and noise barriers from the traffic and also from the prevailing winds. This will be then a pleasant gathering space during intermissions and during the pre-show areas. Once you enter into the lobby through glass doors and an all glass front, you will be in a lobby that is paneled with wood paneling on one side and glass on the other, and it'll lead you to two major entrances into the theater. The theater itself will be a 400-seat theater. It will have a standard proscenium type facility with a thrust stage, adjustable thrust stage that's put up, but the main thing is a standard proscenium type facility. It'll have two side stages so that all types of different types of presentations can be presented. The atmosphere inside of the theater itself will be almost as if you're inside of a wood instrument, because the paneling on the sides of the room are going to be of this unique wood panels, which are broken up into many little pieces that break up the sound acoustically, and they're there for a purpose, to allow the acoustics of this building to be tuned. But in so doing, they will also become an architectural feature, because it's going to be stained in a dark stain, and it'll give this kind of quiet, calming, refined look, making you feel like you're in something of really special. The sound system is very unique because it's assisted residence, and it will allow you to tune the facility to whatever type of performance you're having, whether it's orchestra or spoken word, whatever. It can be adjusted so that it sounds like it acoustically is set for that type of production. This system that we're using is currently being used in Cirque du Soleil performances in Las Vegas, at Ka and O, and so if you've seen any of those performances, you can realize the sound system in there, it'll be very similar to that. It's very clear and precise, and they can tune it then for whatever they're going to do. There will be, like I said, a full proscenium fly loft. It's about a 68-foot high structure that looms up in the rear, but it looms there because you'll be able to have, I think it's 30 different fly sets for scene changes and backdrops and things like that. So it'll allow a lot of flexibility, and you can do all types of productions in there. Instead of catwalks above the theater, and most traditional theaters in the previous eras, they used to do catwalks to adjust the lighting and everything. We are doing a tension grid across the whole ceiling area, the forefront of the room, so that they can come up there, the technicians can go up there, adjust lights, do things without having to be on separate catwalks, and it's a much more economical and flexible way of doing theater designs today. There will be a full scene shop with all the tools and equipment to do preparing for productions. There will be a green room that's off to the side of the main hall that will also be a dual use, where you can have foundation functions and things like that, and have receptions in there. It will open out into the exterior courtyard also, so that there's a dual use. But during productions, it will also be the green room for the cast and their friends to come and visit. There's a full costume lab where they create and sew the costumes and makeup and store the costumes. And then there's a makeup lab and dressing rooms for the acting. This is just, of course, the first phase of ultimately, in a few years down the road, these other buildings along this quad here will be remodeled and added on so that more of the music practice rooms and fine arts, art, sculpture, dance will all be tied in to these buildings, and which will then also work with the theater complex. So I think you should all be congratulated on having this facility started after many years, and I think it's a great first step in going toward bringing a lot more theatrical and fine presentations to the Valley. Thank you very much.
Well, it sounds exciting, right? Great. I apologize, I missed someone earlier, Mr. Walt Reno, the specialist from the Chancellor's Office, who actually helped approve this project from the Chancellor's Office, who is here today. And he will also be available at 3 o'clock in the boardroom to talk about the process for having projects like this approved in the future for the campus. So it's really great. This morning I was kind of going over how long we've been in LPAC. We've been in LPAC since 1991, right? Approximately. You know, by the time this building's open, we have spent $500,000 renting LPAC. Think about that. Think about the $500,000 we will save and put in our new theater building. This is not discouraging LPAC in Lancaster. Don't sue me. Okay, it's just saying that we will now have this campus here, and $500,000 will go to this campus to help us build this project. So it's really great. Next on the agenda is Diane Knippel, who's the current president of AV Foundation, and she will talk to you about opportunities for support.
Good morning. Oh, you can do better than that. Come on. Good morning. Yes, there we go. I'm pleased to present the Antelope Valley College Foundation and have served as your president for the last 2 years. I'm coming to the end of my term, and we've done a lot of great things in 2 years. We've also had a theme that's called Building Up over the last 2 years. And you know, we're building up, what a better way to talk about it today than the building up of the theater. We're building up our relationships and partnerships with our community, our faculty, our trustees, our board members, and you, the donors, and many of you have contributed to support the foundation. We're also building up our cash reserve. We can't help you if we don't have a great plan in place to keep us going for the future. We've got the next 80 years ahead of us. I always like to look forward, not back on how long it's taken to get to the theater, but it's going to be here for the next 80 years and beyond as we celebrate our 80th anniversary coming up in this next fiscal year. There's also going to be ways for you to help us support the theater. I was sitting in very comfortable seats back here. There will be naming opportunities coming out. Stay tuned and listen to information coming to you. But you can have your name on a seat. I'm thinking I should have that one for mine. I've already sat in it. So there will be lots of opportunities, not just to support your college at the theater, but there's a lot of building going on around here. Our new athletic complex, maintenance facilities, there's so many things going on. Please take a minute, there's something here exactly for you. So I look forward to your continued support. The college is growing, it's vibrant, even in a downturn economy. And I just will have to say that our Achievement Award recipients, we made the most money we ever did at the Achievement Awards. So Bridget Razzo and her team need a round of applause to help orchestrate that Achievement Award. Thanks again. Just think of building up, whether it's a physical building, whether it's building up our foundation and cash, or whether it's building up our relationships. Keep building up. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. After we receive the proclamations, you'll stay seated. Stay in your seats because the performance of these students is going to be outstanding. So we'll move next to the proclamation. We will start with the state office. Drew Mercy.
Well, thank you, Dr. Fisher. It is a pleasure to be here on behalf of Senator Runner. He couldn't be here today. He's up in Sacramento. As you can imagine, they're working on the budget, and he is up there fighting for our community colleges and to protect their interests in the important job and education that you all are providing here. This theater is going to be a tremendous asset, not just to the college, but to the community at large. We've always had a strong commitment to the visual and performing arts in this community, and this is an expansion of that commitment and appreciation that we all show. And it's the College Board and the past presidents and everybody that's been involved in helping make this a reality deserves a big commendation. So on behalf of Senator Runner, Dr. Fisher, he'll go ahead and give you this. You got to hold on to it for a while, but we're looking forward to having it up on the wall somewhere in there once it's done.
Oh, we will do that. Thank you very much. Drew? Okay. Next is the Vice Mayor from City of Lancaster, Ron Smith.
Thank you, Dr. Fisher and board members, for having us here today. Jackie, I don't know if we told you, but you know the fine print on that contract, we have you at LPAC till 2040. Thanks for all the support. That's right. You know, it's just a great day for the college and the Antelope Valley, isn't it? I mean, this is just wonderful. Cultural facilities are really a very important part of the quality of life for our community. And this is a big asset for the Antelope Valley. So on behalf of the City Council of Lancaster and Mayor R.X. Paris, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.